A discovery in the Congo has left these men terrified, and what they captured on camera will send shivers down your spine. Deep in Africa's most mysterious forests, explorers and scientists have documented phenomena that challenge everything we thought we knew about our world. Today, you'll discover some of the Congo's darkest secrets. Curious? Join us and let's go.
Number 14. The Bondo Mystery Apes. Deep in northern Congo's forests lives a group of chimpanzees that shouldn't exist, according to everything we know about primate behavior. The Bondo apes, standing 6 feet tall and weighing over 400 pounds, display behaviors that have left primatologists questioning fundamental assumptions about evolution. Unlike other chimpanzees, these creatures build ground nests like gorillas, but their most terrifying trait is their documented hunting of lions. Footage captured by wildlife cameras shows coordinated attacks where groups of Bondo apes surround and kill adult lions using tools and tactical coordination never observed in other primates. Local hunters report that these apes show no fear of humans and have been known to stalk hunting parties for days. The most disturbing evidence comes from hair and skull samples that reveal genetic markers suggesting these aren't pure chimpanzees, but rather a hybrid species that evolved in isolation. Their elongated limbs and enhanced muscle density give them strength that surpasses even silverback gorillas. Recent expeditions have documented their use of sophisticated tools, including sharpened sticks used as spears and rocks modified into crude hammers. What makes them truly terrifying is their apparent understanding of human behavior, with several documented cases of them dismantling camera traps and destroying research equipment. Number 13. The Northwestern Plague Mystery. Early 2025 brought a nightmare scenario to northwestern Congo when a mysterious illness began spreading through remote villages with symptoms that defied medical explanation. Victims experienced high fever, violent hemorrhaging, and neurological symptoms that resembled rabies, but every test for known diseases came back negative. The progression was unlike anything medical professionals had seen. Patients would appear healthy one moment, then collapse in convulsions the next. Health workers documented cases where infected individuals displayed superhuman strength during their final hours, requiring multiple people to restrain them. The most terrifying aspect was the disease's apparent intelligence and how it spread. Instead of following typical infection patterns, it seemed to target specific demographics, primarily affecting adults between 25 and 40, while leaving children and elderly residents largely untouched. Autopsies revealed brain tissue that appeared to have been consumed from within, leaving hollow cavities where healthy tissue should have been. International health organizations deployed teams to investigate, but 3 researchers became infected despite following strict containment protocols. Their final reports, filed before they lost consciousness, described hallucinations of insects crawling beneath their skin and voices speaking in languages they didn't recognize. I have a question for you. First, I would like to say that it is possible to follow the greatest curiosities of our world every day. But to do so, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, are you already subscribed? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Also, take the opportunity to like the video, so YouTube will recommend more videos from our channel. So leave your like right now. And now that you have done that, let's go! Number 12. The Mahamba River Monster. Local fishermen refuse to venture into certain stretches of the Congo River after dark, and recent footage explains why. The Mahamba, a colossal crocodilian creature reportedly reaching lengths of 50 feet, has been terrorizing communities for over a century. Unlike typical crocodiles, this beast displays intelligence that borders on supernatural. Engineer John Werner documented 2 encounters in the 1880s that still send chills down researchers' spines. During his first sighting, Werner fired a shotgun at the creature, which simply observed him with what he described as ancient, calculating eyes before disappearing beneath the murky waters. His second encounter proved even more disturbing when his steamboat collided with the beast. The impact should have injured any normal animal, but the Mahamba emerged completely unharmed, its massive form gliding away as if the collision was merely an inconvenience. Modern expeditions have captured shadowy footage of something massive moving beneath the water's surface, creating waves that no known species could produce.
Number 11. The Kasanga Church Massacre. February 2025 brought unspeakable horror to the village of Kasanga when armed attackers stormed a packed church during Sunday service. Over 70 civilians, including children and elderly worshippers, were systematically beheaded in what survivors described as a ritualistic slaughter. The attackers didn't just kill randomly. They followed a specific pattern, targeting certain individuals first while forcing others to watch. Survivors reported that the attackers spoke in an unknown language and wore masks depicting animal faces, suggesting this wasn't a typical rebel assault but something far more sinister. The most chilling detail emerged from forensic analysis of the crime scene, which revealed that the killings followed ancient sacrificial patterns found in pre-colonial tribal rituals. Local authorities initially blamed rebel groups, but no organization claimed responsibility, and the methodical nature of the murders suggested professional execution rather than random violence. Investigation revealed that all victims had been marked with a strange symbol carved into their foreheads, a symbol that doesn't appear in any known Congolese cultural or religious traditions. The attackers left behind no conventional weapons, instead using traditional ceremonial blades that suggested deep knowledge of ritualistic practices. Number 10. Underground cobalt mining horrors. Beneath the Congo's surface lies a network of cobalt mines that reveal humanity's darkest side. These mines produce over 50% of the world's cobalt, essential for every smartphone and electric vehicle. But the price paid in human suffering is staggering. Children as young as 7 work in these underground tunnels, their small hands perfect for extracting the precious metal from narrow crevices. The air down there is toxic, filled with dust that slowly destroys lungs and causes permanent neurological damage. Recent investigations revealed that many workers never see daylight, living in underground dormitories where diseases spread rapidly through cramped, unsanitary conditions. The government's sudden 4-month suspension of cobalt exports in February 2025 hints at even darker secrets being covered up. Whistleblowers report finding human remains in abandoned tunnels, workers who simply disappeared when they became too sick to be profitable. The most chilling discovery came when investigators found evidence of forced organ harvesting, where healthy workers had organs removed and sold to international markets.
Number 9. The Kwaya Death Cave. Hidden deep in the Congolese forests lies a cave system that earned the chilling nickname Cave of Agonizing Death after explorer Agati made a discovery that haunts researchers to this day. The cave's entrance appears ordinary, but the chambers within tell a story of horror that defies natural explanation. Agati found human skeletons scattered across the cave floor in patterns that suggest these weren't random deaths but deliberate arrangements. The bones show signs of having been positioned while the victims were still alive, with evidence of prolonged suffering etched into the skeletal remains. What makes this discovery truly nightmarish are the venomous cobras that guard the skeletons, snakes that locals claim never age or die. These serpents show no fear of humans and display coordinated behavior that suggests supernatural intelligence rather than natural instinct. The cave's atmosphere contains chemical compounds that shouldn't exist in nature, creating an environment that preserves organic matter indefinitely while slowly poisoning any living creature that enters. Agati's exploration team reported hearing voices echoing from deeper chambers, speaking in languages that predate known human civilizations.
Number 8. Mount Nyiragongo's Deadly Beauty. The Democratic Republic of Congo houses one of Earth's most dangerous volcanoes, Mount Nyiragongo, whose beauty masks a potential for destruction that could reshape the entire region. This stratovolcano contains one of only 5 permanent lava lakes on the planet, a churning cauldron of molten rock that glows like a gateway to hell when viewed from above. The 1977 eruption demonstrated the volcano's terrifying power when lava flows moved at unprecedented speeds of 37 miles per hour, giving residents virtually no time to escape. This wasn't typical volcanic activity, but rather a catastrophic drain of the lava lake that turned the surrounding area into a river of molten death. The 2002 eruption proved even more devastating, destroying the city of Goma and displacing over 120,000 people who lost everything in a matter of hours. What makes Nyiragongo particularly dangerous is its unpredictable behavior, with the lava lake capable of draining completely without warning, creating flows that can reach populated areas within minutes. The volcano sits atop a network of underground chambers that scientists still don't fully understand, with seismic activity suggesting the presence of massive magma reserves that could feed eruptions for decades. Local communities living in the volcano's shadow report strange phenomena, including ground temperatures that fluctuate wildly, water sources that suddenly turn acidic, and animals that flee the area days before any detectable seismic activity.
Number 7. The Vanishing Baka Pygmies. The Baka people represent one of humanity's oldest continuous cultures, but their ancient way of life is disappearing in ways that suggest something more sinister than simple modernization. These forest dwellers, who have maintained their traditional lifestyle for thousands of years, are vanishing from their ancestral lands without explanation. Recent investigations revealed that entire Baka communities have abandoned their villages overnight, leaving behind all their possessions and showing no signs of struggle or forced evacuation. The most disturbing discovery came when researchers found Baka settlements that appeared to have been abandoned mid-activity. Cooking fires still burning, tools left exactly where they were being used, and children's toys scattered as if playtime had been interrupted suddenly. Local government officials claim the Baka are simply relocating due to deforestation, but aerial footage shows their traditional territories remain largely intact. More troubling are reports from neighboring communities describing strange lights in the forest at night, accompanied by sounds that don't match any known wildlife.
Number 6. The Gugo Triangle Phenomenon. Within Nuabalendoki National Park lies a 100-square-mile area known as the Gugo Triangle, where the laws of nature seem to bend in impossible ways. Wildlife cameras positioned throughout this region capture footage that defies explanation. Animals moving in perfect synchronization, as if controlled by an invisible force. Forest elephants, normally solitary creatures, have been filmed walking in precise geometric patterns that form complex symbols when viewed from above. The most disturbing footage shows western lowland gorillas engaged in what appears to be ritualistic behavior, standing in circles and making vocalizations that sound almost like chanting. Research teams entering the Gugo Triangle report equipment malfunctions that follow no logical pattern. GPS devices point in random directions. Cameras capture images of landscapes that don't match the actual terrain. And radio communications pick up voices speaking in unknown languages. The area's magnetic properties show anomalies that suggest the presence of materials not found elsewhere on Earth. Local guides refuse to enter the triangle after dark, claiming that the forest watches visitors and that some who enter never return the same.
Number 5. The Lasula Monkey Conspiracy. The 2007 discovery of the Lasula monkey in the Lomami Basin seemed like a routine scientific finding until researchers realized these primates possessed abilities that challenged everything we know about animal intelligence. These monkeys, with their eerily human-like faces and distinctive manes, display problem-solving skills that rival those of great apes. Local communities report that Lasula monkeys can predict human behavior with uncanny accuracy, often appearing to watch villages from the forest edge as if studying human activities. The most disturbing reports come from hunters who claim these monkeys have learned to use human tools, with several documented cases of Lasulas fashioning simple weapons from forest materials. Research footage shows these primates engaging in what appears to be teaching behavior, with older individuals demonstrating complex tasks to younger ones in ways that suggest language-like communication. The monkey's eyes seem to track human faces with an intensity that makes observers deeply uncomfortable, and several researchers have reported feeling analyzed during encounters. Local folklore describes the Lasula as forest judges who can see into human souls and punish those who commit crimes in the forest. Most unnerving are reports from villages where Lasula monkeys have been observed mimicking human behavior, including walking upright for extended periods and using sticks to probe objects in ways that mirror human tool use. The monkey's eyes seem to track human faces with an intensity that makes observers deeply uncomfortable, and several researchers have reported feeling analyzed during encounters. Local folklore describes the Lasula as forest judges who can see into human souls and punish those who commit crimes in the forest. Most unnerving are reports from villages where Lasula monkeys have been observed mimicking human behavior, including walking upright for extended periods and using sticks to probe objects in ways that mirror human tool use.
Number 4. The electric stone phenomenon. Early 2023 brought worldwide attention to the Congo when video surfaced showing locals using mysterious stones that generated electrical current, powerful enough to light bulbs and create sparks. These clips spread like wildfire across social media, with many believing they had discovered a new form of natural energy or even vibranium from science fiction. The stone's apparent electrical properties sparked a modern-day gold rush, with thousands of Congolese citizens abandoning their jobs to search for these mysterious rocks. Teams of geologists dispatched to investigate found that the stones contained mineral compositions that shouldn't naturally generate electricity. Yet, electromagnetic readings confirmed they were producing measurable electrical fields. The most unsettling discovery came when researchers realized the stones only worked when handled by specific individuals, suggesting some form of biological compatibility. Local shamans claim the stones are awakening because the earth is preparing for a great change, and that only those chosen by ancestral spirits can unlock their power. Several individuals who successfully demonstrated the stone's electrical properties reported experiencing vivid dreams of underground chambers filled with similar stones, all glowing with otherworldly light. Number 3. The Kinshasa Monolith Mystery. In February 2021, residents of Kinshasa awoke to find a 12-foot silver monolith standing in a busy roundabout, with no explanation for how it arrived. The structure appeared overnight without any construction activity, heavy machinery, or advance notice from authorities. Security cameras in the area mysteriously malfunctioned during the hours when the monolith presumably appeared, showing only static footage during the crucial time period. The monolith's surface displayed a mirror-like finish that seemed to reflect more light than it received, creating an unnatural luminescence that made it visible from considerable distances. Local engineers examining the structure found that it was perfectly balanced despite having no visible foundation, defying basic principles of physics and architecture. The metal composition didn't match any known alloys, and attempts to drill samples resulted in tools breaking or becoming magnetically attached to the surface. Residents reported that the monolith generated a low-frequency humming sound that could be felt rather than heard, causing discomfort and headaches in people who stood near it for extended periods. The most disturbing aspect was the monolith's apparent effect on electronic devices, which malfunctioned or displayed strange readings in its vicinity. Within days, local residents destroyed the structure by setting it on fire, claiming it was cursed or connected to dark forces.
Number 2. The Dinganek Water Beast. Rivers in the Democratic Republic of Congo hide something that makes crocodiles look like harmless pets. The Dinganek combines the worst features of multiple predators into one nightmare creature that local fishermen describe with genuine terror in their voices. This beast sports the armored body of a crocodile, tusks like a walrus, and the bulk of a hippo, creating a living weapon that dominates any waterway it calls home. Unlike typical river predators that hunt alone, the dingoneck displays pack-like intelligence, with multiple sightings suggesting these creatures coordinate their attacks on boats and riverside communities. Witnesses describe scales that seem to shift color depending on the light, making the creature nearly invisible in muddy water until it strikes. The most disturbing reports come from survivors who claim the beast can hold its breath for over an hour while stalking prey, emerging suddenly to capsize boats with its massive tail. Local communities have developed elaborate rituals to appease what they believe is a river spirit, but these ceremonies often end in tragedy when participants venture too close to the water's edge. Recent sonar readings from the Congo River have detected objects moving underwater that measure over 30 feet in length, far larger than any known aquatic species in the region.
Number 1. The Mokele-Mbembe River Dragon. Deep within the Congo River basin lurks a creature that shouldn't exist according to everything we know about evolution and extinction. Mokele-Mbembe, described as a massive water-dwelling dinosaur with the long neck and tail of a sauropod, represents either the discovery of the century or the most persistent legend in African folklore. Local communities describe encounters with a creature so large it can block entire rivers with its body, creating temporary dams that flood surrounding areas. The beast's diet consists primarily of vegetation, but its massive size and territorial nature make it incredibly dangerous to anyone who ventures into its domain. Expeditions searching for Mokele-Mbembe have documented sonar readings that show objects moving underwater that match the creature's described dimensions, but the dense forests and isolated wetlands make definitive proof nearly impossible to obtain. The most compelling evidence comes from consistent descriptions across multiple tribes who have no contact with each other, yet all describe the same creature with identical physical characteristics and behaviors. Witnesses report that the creature's calls can be heard for miles, a deep rumbling sound that causes the ground to vibrate and sends wildlife fleeing in terror.
Now I have a special recommendation for you. Are you seeing this video that is appearing on the screen? Click on it because I'm sure you'll like it. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.